Hello everybody and welcome, I am Brickaboom, and today we're looking at another fan favorite, Metagross. Probably one of the better known Pokemon from this generation that isn't a starter or legendary. As a whole, Metagross is a beast of a Pokemon, which makes sense given the fact that it is a pseudo-legendary mon with its best stat in attack and right behind it, physical defense. Even its worst stat, being its speed, honestly isn't too bad, especially given some of the other Pokemon we've used. I'll be honest, we spent a good 8 days being sick and unable to record, script write, or do much of anything, so this video is going to be late getting out. I apologize in advance, but at least we did hit the 1-year mark on properly released videos. From a move perspective, honestly, we can learn a decent set of powerful moves, and we get to finally be on the dealing end of Meteor Mash, so I'm super excited for that. We actually start the game off with a pretty decent set of moves to begin with, and we take down the Zigzagoon with zero issue. Looking at our ability, it's Clear Body, which prevents ability reduction, meaning we're not going to be getting Intimidation dropped like we have in prior runs. We have a Docile Nature, which is neutral for us, and we give the rival Torchic, which as long as it learns some fire moves, it'll be the hardest for us to face. It's definitely not hard for us to face at the beginning, because we take it to half with 1 Confusion, get dealt 1 whole point of damage in return, take it to red, and then take it down. After the May fight is done, that's where the game begins to open up for us. Now, if you've watched me play through this before, I don't cover many of the Aqua and Magma fights. I still try to cover the Archie and Maxie fights, but overall, I skip over a majority of it. They're very much fluff fights, and as a whole, they're not super important. So we make it through the forest, and we don't spend too much time leveling up, because for now, I don't think we need it. We head to Rustboro, fight our way through the randos, and then get to fight Roxanne. Geodude is out first, and we open the Metal Claw to take it to yellow as we get hit with Rock Throw. Roxanne potions up, and we Metal Claw again to take it back to yellow before taking it out. The next Geodude is out, and we miss as it uses Defense Curl. Next turn we connect to take it to about half as it Defense Curls again, and then we miss again as Rock Tomb hits. We hit Metal Claw to take it to red as Rock Tomb hits again. Roxanne potions up, and we take it back to yellow. We then swap to Confusion to take it out. Last up is Nose Pass, and we can take it to half as it uses Block, which, fine. The Berry procs to bring it back to green health, and we Metal Claw again to take it to low yellow. After that, 1 more Metal Claw takes it down, and we win the first of 8 matches. After that, we've got some travel ahead of us. In fact, we have to sail over an entire ocean. We're officially in Dewford, and we deliver some mail after failing to capture not 1, but 3 different Abras, and then after that, it's time to fight Brawly. Not the Super Saiyan Brawly. Brawly sends out Machop, and we open with Confusion to take it red as it uses Low Kick for pretty good damage. Brawly heals up, and we get a high damage roll, then take it down. Meditite is next, and we take it to red as it uses Bulk Up. We swap over to Metal Claw as Brawly heals up. We swap to Confusion as it begins using Focus Punch to take it to low red. It starts to focus again, and then we can take it down. Last is Makuhita, and we use Metal Claw, taking it to half as it uses Bulk Up, and the Berry activates to take it to almost full. We use Confusion to take it to a Sliver as it uses Bulk Up again, and then after that, 1 more Confusion takes it out, and we win the badge. 2 badges down, and plenty of storyline to go. We basically breeze through Slateport, and head to arguably one of the worst May fights for a solo challenge. Wingull's first and goes to red as we confuse it, and it smacks itself for a KO. Combusken is next, and we use Confusion to take it to red as it uses Focus Energy, allowing us to take it out. Last up is Lombre, and we use another Confusion to deal about 1/3 of damage and confuse it. It uses Astonish, and we use another Confusion to take it to almost red as it uses Astonish again, and then it goes down. After that, we do have to pay a visit to Wally outside the gym, and he sends out Ralt, who begins double teaming. Naturally, we have to miss a handful of times before connecting with a Confusion, missing some more, and then finishing it off. Wattson time. Voltorb is first, and we get hit with Spark and Paralyzed as we spin the turn Paralyzed. Shockwave is doing good damage, and we don't even make it past the Voltorb before getting taken down. Now this takes a long time, and while that was an outlier for bad attempts, every attempt ends up with us being paralyzed and then getting whittled down. At level 35, we can take Voltorb and Electrike out one shot. Magneton goes to red and paralyzes us, and it gets healed up. Magneton is what's been tripping us up this entire time. It takes less from our attacks, but now we are finally able to go ahead and take it down. And then last up is Manectric, and it only uses Howl as we take it out in one shot. Our travels take us to the top of a literal volcano, and it's at this time I'd like to remind you that if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got some more solo runs planned, and I'm currently working on getting a timer set up. Eventually, I'd like to have a timer set to see how quickly we can beat some games, especially using legendaries and fully evolved mons. Pretty sure if I used a timer for a first stage Pokemon, I'd probably just be real sad. Looking at you, Eevee Run. Now, it's time for the first of many Maxie fights, and he sends out Mightyena first. We open with Metal Claw to take it to red, but we do get a boost as Mightyena uses Bite. Maxie heals up, but due to the boost from before, we take it out in one shot. Camerupt is next, so we use Metal Claw to take it to yellow as Ember hits for a good bit of damage. We swap over to Psychic as Maxie heals up, but we take it down with one more shot. Last up is Zubat, and we can take it down with one hit as well. For the most part, this is going pretty well, to be honest, but I wasn't expecting otherwise. Pseudo-legendary Pokemon have great stats, but I think this might be where we run into a bit of a roadblock. Flannery having fire types with Overheat, that can demolish us, but let's see what happens. Numel is first as we open up with Psychic to take it down in one shot. Next up is Slugma, and we can take it down with one Psychic as well. After that, it's the first of her scary Pokemon with Camerupt, and we use Psychic, taking it down with a critical hit. Not sure if that mattered. Torkoal's the last Pokemon, and we take it to yellow as it uses Body Slam and paralyzes us. Flannery heals up, and we use Psychic to take it to red. Flannery heals up again, and we get a critical hit to take it down and win the battle. I had fully expected to get rocked by Overheat more than once, but I won't complain. One thing that I think is going to start catching up to us soon, and force us to level up, is the growth rate. I didn't cover this at the beginning of the video, but Metagross has a slow growth rate. There's a decent amount of trainers in the game and plenty of grunts for easy EXP, but I could still see us running into some of the issues as we get near the final gym and also the Elite Four. We need to go see our dad, and Norman first sends out Spinda, and we open with Psychic to take it out in one shot. Vigoroth is next, and we use Psychic to take it out in one shot as well. Next is one that I don't think will go down in one shot, Slacking. We use Pursuit to see if it will use Counter, and it uses Yawn. We swap over to Takedown, and it takes a decent bit of damage as we take a nap, and the berry heals it up. We wake up, use Pursuit, get yawned again as we use Psychic to take it out. Snoozing when Lanoon comes out. Lanoon uses Facade as we sleep through the first few turns, and then Lanoon uses Belly Drum. And now Facade is doing some solid damage as we do wake up and use Psychic to take it down. We have a little more travel to the Weather Institute, and then after that it's time for the last May fight. And one huge issue I have with this game is that the rival fights seem almost trivial by the end of the game. I may be wrong, because I haven't combed through the game since I was a kid, but I don't think there's a way to fight her starter fully evolved unless it's in the post-game. May sends out Pelipper as we open with Metal Claw as it uses Protect. We use Metal Claw again for not very much damage as it uses a weak wing attack. We swap over to Psychic and take it down. Combuskin is up, we use Psychic to take it down. Last up is Lombre. We get faked out, then get to attack next turn with Psychic to take it out and move on. Now, Winona's up next, and she can normally be terrifying, and this time isn't too different. Earthquake from Altaria will be devastating, even with our defense. Overall, I don't think we'll have too much trouble as long as we play smart and take it down quickly. But, as always, let's see how we do. Winona sends out Swablu first, so we open with Psychic to take it down in one shot. Altaria's up next, so we use Psychic again to take it to about half. Altaria dances, and the berry activates as it dances again. We swap over to Metal Claw to take it to red as Winona heals to full, and we use Psychic to take it to half, as it uses Earthquake to do a good chunk of damage. We use another Psychic to then take it down. Next is Tropius, and we get hit with a weak Aerial Ace as we take it down in 2 Psychics. Then it's Skarmory, and we're not quite doing half as it misses Wing Attack. We choose to try pinging it with Pursuit just in case she has more potions, and then finish it off with Psychic. Finally, we have Pelipper as we use Metal Claw and get the attack boost, and it uses Protect before going to yellow. It uses Water Gun to take us to 58 HP, then protects a few more times to waste some turns before we finally connect with another attack to take it down. That could have went a lot worse, and we find ourselves inside the same volcano we were on top of earlier. I think this is the last Maxie fight, and he starts by sending out Mightyena, and we open with Metal Claw, missing as Swagger hits us. A turn later, we snap out of confusion and use a single Metal Claw to take it down. Camerupt is next, so we take it to yellow with Metal Claw as Earthquake takes us all the way down to 19 HP as Maxie heals up. We take it to red, Maxie potions up again before going down. Crobat then takes us down to 4 HP, but we can take it down with one shot to barely win the battle. Now, we could do a little bit more gym badge fights, and guess what? It's time to fight Tate and Liza. Now, this one is hard to cover, given the fact that there are multiple Pokemon, but let's see how I do. We bring Wingull out, because it can't do much of anything, and we let the Xatu destroy it. We start with Metal Clawing the Claydol and get hit with Earthquake. We take it to red, and then it gets healed up. We can take it down, and then from there, the next Pokemon that come out, we actually take out in one shot. The Xatu we swap over to goes to red, heals up, and then goes down not too long after. After that, we have a pretty subpar Archie fight, and it's time to save the world. We finish up the Magma and Aqua plot lines, and we only have one more gym battle after that. Juan is the last of the gym leaders, and it's one I don't feel too bad about fighting. Juan sends out Love Disc, and we take it out with Psychic, and Wish Cash comes out, and we thankfully get a critical hit to take it out in one shot. Celio goes to red and only lands a weak Water Pulse, heals up, and then 2 more Psychics take it out. Crawdon is immune to Psychic, so we take it to yellow with Takedown. It misses, but so do we, and then after a taunt, we take it out. After that, Kingdra's last, and we take it to yellow as it uses Double Team, and then we hit it with one more Psychic to take it out. With Metagross, a lot of these actually take a second attempt. While Metagross has some powerful physical moves, the accuracy isn't great, but now it's time to head to the Elite Four, and I think we're in good shape. But first, Wally. Alteria's first, and it goes to yellow with Metal Claw, and then red with another as Wally heals up, and we repeat the process. Delcatty, we're repeating the same steps of Metal Clawing as it pings away at our HP. As Magneton comes out, we start firing off with Psychic, getting hit with Thunderbolt and taking it out not long after. Rosalia's next, and is an easy one-shot with Psychic, and last up is Gardevoir as we take it to half. It sets up Future Sight, and then it goes down. With Wally out of the way, we make our way through the remainder of Victory Road, and then it's time to square up against the Elite Four. And along the way, we learn Meteor Mash, and square off against Sydney. Sydney sends out Mightyena first, and we take it down with Meteor Mash. Shiftry goes to a Sliver and uses Double Team before getting healed up as we ping it with Pursuit. The next turn, we can take it down with a Meteor Mash and get the attack boost. Next up is Cacturn, and it goes down to one shot. Crawdon gets taken to yellow, uses Swords Dance, and we miss our attack, getting hit with Surf before taking it down. Last up is Absol, we take it to red as the berry activates, and then Sydney heals up before we knock it out with a final attack. Next up is Phoebe, and Dusclops stalls with Protect, and we use Pursuit, and it continues to stall before we knock it out with Psychic. The next Dusclops is next, and we hit it, then get hit with Earthquake, taking it to red and then knocking it out. The next 2 Mons are a one-hit with Meteor Mash, and we unfortunately miss the Bayonet, but thankfully, 2 hits from Pursuit do knock it out, though we get knocked all the way down to 26 HP. Now, admittedly, this did take us about 6 tries, mostly because the Dusclops enjoys using Curse. Glacia is next, and she sends out Celio, and we can take it to red. She heals up, and we knock it out with Meteor Mash. Walrein goes to red, and we get hit with Surf before the berry activates, and then we can take it out. After that, the next 3 Pokemon, 2 Glalie and a Celio, are all one-shot with Meteor Mash. Next up is the one I'm worried about, Drake. Shelgon is first and likes to solve us Protect. As we take it down with a couple Meteor Mashes, we can take Flygon to yellow, and then get hit with Earthquake and immediately knocked out. Now, this takes us a lot of attempts because Flygon is wrecking us. Even if we make it past the Flygon, there's plenty of other Pokemon in the background to take us out. But at level 65, we can take down the Shelgon, only getting hit with a soft Rock Tomb in the few turns it takes. Flygon gets taken to a sliver and hits us with Earthquake before going down. At this level, we finally outspeed the Salamence, hit it, and get a critical hit to take it down with one shot. Kingdra spends a couple turns dancing as we begin hitting Meteor Mash, and it takes us all the way down to 7 HP before going down. After that, the Altaria goes down to a single shot to win us the battle. Now, the only person left is the champion, and I'll be honest, we get walled. It isn't even close. It takes us a lot of levels to be able to take him down. With Wailord, we miss the first Meteor Mash, and it misses Blizzard. We hit the next Meteor Mash and manage to take it to half as it sets up a Rain Dance before the next Meteor Mash takes it down. We miss Whiscash as it uses Earthquake to take it to red, and it uses Amnesia and heals up, then 2 turns later goes down. Gyarados is next, and a critical hit takes it out. With Tentacruel, we swap over to Psychic to take it out, and then with Ludicolo, we switch back to Meteor Mash and take it out in one shot. Milotic goes to red, and the berry takes it out of healing range as it hits us with Surf, and then it too goes down. With that, it technically wins us the challenge, but if you've played the game, you know the challenge technically isn't over, because we have a not-so-secret fight to try and win. Now, the level jump after the Elite Four is kind of insane, but let's see how we do with our current level. Even with 3 attack boosts from Meteor Mash, it takes forever to take out Skarmory. It doesn't help that there's healing during that as well. After that, the Claydol and Aggron both go down to one shot each. We can take Metagross down to low yellow and the berry activates as it uses Earthquake. We swap over to Psychic to hopefully knock it out and do a pitiful amount of damage before getting taken down. At level 85, we're still playing this pinging game with Skarmory, but we're getting some attack boosts. For whatever reason, Steven switches to Metagross, and thankfully we still connect Meteor Mash and take it down in one shot. Claydol goes down in one shot, and then Aggron goes to red, heals up, and goes down to 2 more attacks. Skarmory then goes down upon coming back out, but that's our last Meteor Mash. Cradily comes out, and we hit Psychic, lowering its special as it uses Ingrain, letting us take it down next turn. After that, Armaldo only takes 2 more attacks, and that makes it go down, and we win the fight. That was actually a little bit harder than I thought that it was going to be, but it was still fun overall, and I enjoyed finally getting to use Meteor Mash. Sorry the challenge was a week late, but after being sick for an entire week, and I'm sure you could tell my voice is already starting to go, I'm going to try to get a couple easy runs done to at least maintain some videos for y'all. Make sure to check me out on Twitch, and big thanks to those who support me on Patreon. And, as always, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.